As summer wraps up, a lot of families are busy getting their kids ready for school. Some kids will ride the bus this year and others, of course, will walk to school. But do you know who lives along your child's route? KOIM's Tanya Bach joins us in studio with part one of her special report, Sex Offenders Next Door.
As a parent myself, I know how important it is to keep a watchful eye on our kids. As they grow older, you want to give them more freedom, or at least make them feel like you are. But what many parents may not realize, the rules vary from state to state when it comes to keeping sex offenders away from schools and the places your children often play. Sisters Brittany Wydick and Brooke Hamilton are spending their last days of summer vacation cooling off at the Pittsburgh splash pad with their little ones. While they're busy keeping an eye on their kids, what they may not realize, someone else could be watching them too.
It's kind of unsettling to think, what if someone's just like watching my kids or whatever, you know, and I don't know.
The state of Kansas has more than 11,500 registered sex offenders, with 105 currently listing Crawford County as their home. And for most of them, there are no rules regulating where they can and can't go.
We could be mandated by court or part of their probation, but as far as registering with the state of Kansas, to date there's nothing that mandates those type of restrictions.
Sheriff Danny Smith says that's not the case in border states like Missouri, where the state statute prevents sex offenders from living within 1,000 feet of a school, park, or daycare. In Oklahoma, that distance increases to 2,000 feet. When it comes to loitering, sex offenders in Oklahoma and Missouri must stay at least 500 feet away from parks, schools, and daycares. But in Kansas, sex offenders can hang out here with your kids and even live across the street from your child's school.
Just kind of assume there is rules about that, but it surprises me for sure. Wish there was.
Brittany says she was just as surprised as her sister, but as a mom who also has a 10 and 14-year-old, she knows education is key.
Tell her the safe people in our neighborhood where she could just run to that house if anything were to be wrong. You know, where I know there's people that I trust, and I tell her to always keep her phone on her so that I can see where she is, because I have her tracking device on her phone, and I tell her to just scream if she has to.
A scenario Sheriff Smith hopes never happens and says now is the time to start that conversation.
Knowing not to talk to strangers, don't fall for the, hey, I need some help, I lost my puppy, or I need directions.
And it happens so quickly that, I mean, one blink of an eye and they could be gone, and it's just scary.
A scary thought for Brittany, Brooke, and parents everywhere. Sheriff Smith says he has no idea why Kansas does not have stricter rules for sex offenders like Missouri and Oklahoma. He says it's up to state lawmakers to make that change.
Tonight at 10, we're going to learn about an app parents can use to track sex offenders near their home and where their children play. Join us for part two of Tanya's special report, Sex Offenders Next Door.